Hi, I'm Tom.
Hey, I'm Vehroot. Today we're going to talk about the best device to use in your car. We're going to talk about reasons to choose this device, which device, device strength, device weakness, and tips of using your device. Right, Tom?
That's right. Yep. So starting out, the reasons we chose this device, it's hard to say that any one device is the best device. There's really no perfect device. But the main reasons we picked this one to use in the car is because of, number one, its ease of use. Number two, the size of it. It's a phone, and it has removable storage. So for those four reasons, this device stood out ahead of others. And ease of use. So this mobile device runs Android Auto. And that puts it ahead of other devices because Android Auto, it's just very intuitive to use. As soon as you start your car, it automatically loads. And by that I mean it turns your phone on or tablet, unlocks your device, loads the application, and remains on. So just as you would start your car and the stereo in the car would come on, Android Auto operates the same way. So very easy to use, and also there are many compatible apps.
Yeah, you don't forget about the size. Like 7-inch is just perfect for a dashboard. That's the perfect guy. You sit there just like a screen. It's just the right size.
Yeah, and so like I can set a 10-inch tablet or an 8-inch tablet in my wife's Subaru, but I can't in my Jeep. And I think if you have a place, if you have a shelf, and you can set your device on there, it won't fit in every vehicle, but this will, because it's the same size as the stereo.
That's right.
Yeah. And also, it's a phone. It'll be hard to believe once you see this. It's really the biggest phone we've ever seen, and but that's important because it offers hands-free calling when you're in the car. If you are using the voice part of Android Auto and you want to say, hey, or I'm sorry, okay Google, take me to the nearest gas station or call the nearest gas station. Being a phone, it can do that. And also, you may think, well, I already have a phone, but with Google Voice, which works really well with Android Auto, you can just forward any phone numbers to it. So whatever hands-free system you're using in your car, whether it just be a standard Bluetooth stereo or a shelf, having a phone is very convenient to be able to just take calls right there through that system.
It's just easy. It's just easy to use it.
Right.
And don't forget about the removable storage, because I can store my download maps from Google.
Right.
That's the one I prefer. The Google Maps, they're just amazing. I can download my music, so I don't need to access the GSM and then away from my antenna.
Yeah.
So I have my audiobooks when I travel, and I travel quite a lot. I travel usually, I commute like 1 hour every day, back and forth. So I love to have my audiobooks and my music, and even my movies there.
And it's nice because then you're not streaming your data
Yeah, that's right.
over your connection, and if you lose connection, it's no big deal.
That's no big
The
deal.
device just keeps
Yeah.
on trucking. So you might, by now you're probably saying, okay, what device are we talking about here? What we're talking about is a Samsung Galaxy Tab A T285. Now this is a device I bought a year ago, and after all the devices we've tested, different tablets, different phones, it's still the one. If people say, I want one device to leave in my car, this is still the device a year later
It is.
I'm recommending.
It's very flexible to use it. It's a phone, of course.
Yep.
So it's a mobile phone. The size is great. It's a big screen, and I like big screens.
Big screen for a phone.
For a phone. It's huge. It's a huge screen. It has Android. That's my favorite operating system. That's my favorite one. You might disagree, but I love it. I just love it.
In the car,
it's cheap.
It's unbeatable.
It's cheap. With $150, I have a great phone with removable storage. It's durable. It's fast. It has a decent processor, so it's really fast. It's fast for most of the things you're going to use it. And just great phone.
It is a great device. Some of the weaknesses, I mean, this isn't a device though that you would want to use, you'd want your kid playing Pokemon Go on. Some of the weaknesses is it only has 8 gig of internal memory. And that's plenty of memory to run your navigation apps and your audio apps, more than enough memory.
Yeah, it's more than enough.
But to download a lot of video games and things like that? No. So it's not a versatile tablet, really. It's the best tablet if you're going to leave a tablet in the car and just use it in the car. But for all around use, not the best choice. It only works in GSM. So what that means is AT&T, T-Mobile, Cricket, any
GSM network. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So not Verizon, not Sprint, not US Cellular. So it is limited in that respect. But I will just say quickly that if you were to just get like a pay-by-month plan on this, you can get them for anywhere between $30 and $5, depending on how much data you think you'd use in the car. Really inexpensive to just use it if that's the only device you have on AT&T or T-Mobile. It only operates at 2.4 gigahertz on wireless, and where this has come into a problem is we've also tested backup camera systems in the car that work with the mobile device, which we'll get into in a future video. We've got some great products to discuss on that. But most of those operate at 5 gigahertz. So 2.4, it's not a limitation most people will notice. And then the last thing that I'd say is a weakness for this device is that the resolution, the screen resolution is kind of meh.
For me, it's okay. For me, it's good. I mean, for me, it's good.
It's better than anything that they're putting into the cars today.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so.
But it's not on the lines of like an iPad Mini or like the latest.
Yeah, iPad Mini is way better. The resolution is way better. But
if you're watching movies in the car, you don't want it.
yeah.
Right. But it's for navigation and everything else. It's great.
So now we're going to talk, I guess, about some tips of using.
Yeah, I think so. Kind of since somebody gets this device, what are the best? What are some tips for using it?
So I have no idea.
No, well, there's just saving things to the SD card, like Google Maps, for example.
Okay, oh yeah, that's right. No, so yeah, what I do is I travel a lot, even overseas. So when I go overseas, obviously I don't want to use their network. It's not as reliable because it's a different operator, or it's just too expensive. So what I do is I download the Google Maps, not for everything in the world, but just for that region that I am with. So to not have like too much data stored there. So can be huge. Yeah. So let's say I travel a lot to Brazil, and when I'm there in a particular city, I just download like the day before the map, Google Maps, and I can use like without any network connection.
Sure.
It works really fine, and I've used this for several years, and it works really good.
So it's important to understand that you want to, when you have this device, load things on it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Audiobooks, music, that's one of the big benefits of it.
Yeah.
Get it all set up in that storage so you're not using as much of your data.
Yeah, so for that particular phone, I would have to buy, of course, I bought a SD card, which is pretty cheap nowadays. I have a decent size SD card. What's the size you can get? Like a gig, I believe.
32 gig would be plenty for most people, unless you have a lot of, unless you want to download your entire music. Well, even if you did download your entire music library, all your audiobooks, your maps, you'd still be hard pressed to fill up 32 gigs for.
Yeah, I got 132 giga, and I think I just use like less than 20% of it.
Sure.
So it's
so for less than $175 delivered to your door, you've got this tablet. And I know comments will come in, showing maybe bringing up other devices like an iPad Mini. iPad Mini has much better resolution. Like the Asus Z8S that we just tested has HD audio. I mean, if you're an audiophile, it has the best sound that you're going to get in your car. And the point is, other devices have other strengths, but we're recommending this device as the best device to use in the car because of kind of the overall.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Easy use.
Yeah, I'm biased because I'm a Samsung fan.
Okay.
So I really
and
like
it is a Samsung device.
Yeah. So I really like Samsung device. I like the way they fit the Android on their system.
Yeah.
So I just like it. I'm used to it. I've been using like Android Samsung phones for over 5 years. So I just like them. And
that's fair.
Yeah.
But just having that easy to use interface, the size that's not taking up your whole windshield. Just again, if you're going to dedicate a device to the car, this is it. This is it. And if you've got a shelf in your car and you've got room to set an iPad mini up there and you love Apple, hey, I wouldn't discourage it. It's not a phone, but and you can't maybe save as much too. I mean, we could argue about this all day. We could go back and forth. Well, this device is better at this and this device is better at that. But we're sticking to it. This is the best device to use in the car if you're going to dedicate a mobile device to the car.
Yeah, that's right. So I guess that's it for today.
Yep, that's it for today.
Yeah.
Check back. We're probably going to rate Android Auto next.
That's
kind of go into more detail on that.
Thanks for watching us. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for watching.